Man's fascination with big biceps is well known. Although arm size doesn't add to your functionality, it doesn't hamper its popularity amongst gym brothers. Big arms are considered symbols of strength and masculinity. Biceps with good peaks, thickness, definition, and separation can make you stand apart. Here are the top 10 biggest arms and biceps of all time. First in the list at number 10 is Sergio Oliva. Sergio was born in Cuba, but smuggled himself into United States of America. Known as the Myth, his arms measured at 20.5 inches when he was at his peak. He eats a high-protein diet to achieve this kind of physique. Sergio Oliva won 3 consecutive Mr. Olympia titles and even survived being shot by his wife. He had a stellar career as a bodybuilder, but he died in 2012 at the age of 71. Next in the lists at number 9 is Ronnie Coleman. Ronnie Coleman is an American retired professional bodybuilder. The winner of the Mr. Olympia title for 8 consecutive years, he is widely regarded as the greatest bodybuilder of all time. Alongside Arnold Schwarzenegger, his arms have measured at 22 inches, and he has the record for most wins at IFBB events. Number 8 in the lists is Lou Ferrigno. Lou is a legend and a very well-respected bodybuilder as well as motivator. Lou also competed against many of the greats of bodybuilding, including Arnold Schwarzenegger. He is also known as the original Hulk. Lou Ferrigno's arms measured at 22.5 inches. Nowadays, he is a reserve sheriff's deputy in Los Angeles County. At number 7 is Bill Pettis. Bill Pettis was a bodybuilder who at his prime rivaled big names in the golden era of bodybuilding, including the likes of Arnold Schwarzenegger and Lou Ferrigno. In fact, he had bigger arms than Arnie. Bill was very well known in the 1980s and was always surrounded by women. He used to do 100 kilograms bicep curls, but sadly passed away in 2016 due to accidental drowning. Number 6 in the lists is Dave Crossland. 44 years old, Brit Dave has 25-inch arms, which are huge. He weighs 280 pounds and trains 6 days a week. Dave eats a reported 10,000 calories a day and started training when he was 15. Today, he is one of the biggest activists against steroid abuse among British youth. Halfway down the lists at number 5 is Manfred Hobrel. Manfred is a former strongman and was heavily featured in the muscle magazines when he was active. He bench pressed 628 pounds and his record for the deadlift is 860 pounds and his arms measures at 26 inches. But his career went downhill when had 2 near-fatal car crashes and eventually gave up his strongman training. Number 4 in the lists is Greg Valentino. Like him or loathe him, Greg had the record for the biggest arms on the planet for a long time. His arms measures at 28 inches. He started training at age 13. Then later injected dangerous oil into his biceps, and made no secret of this. Many say his arms looked deformed and unnatural, and eventually his left bicep exploded. Number 3 in the lists is Arlindo de Souza. Arlindo injected filler, oil and alcohol into his arms to make them look bigger. It measures 29 inches. The Brazilian was nicknamed the Mountain, admits to having taken steroids, hormones, and horse vitamins. Women admire him, and he claims that men admire him too. But nowadays, he wants to return to his former self. But doctors won't operate on him because he did it to himself. Number 2 in the lists is Romario dos Santos Alves. When Romario told people he wanted the body of the Incredible Hulk, he wasn't kidding. To get bigger and look cool, he started injecting oil, painkillers and alcohol into his arms that measures 30 inches. This 25-year-old Brazilian's arms almost exploded. He almost needed an amputation and realized he has screwed his body up after many years of abuse. Fortunately, doctors were able to operate on him and save his life. I think he also needs a psychiatrist. And the biggest arms in the planet at number 1 is Mustafa Ismail. This 24-year-old Egyptian with 31-inch arms who now lives in the US has actually managed to get himself into the Guinness Book of World Records for having the biggest arms in the world. He claims he is a bodybuilder and all natural. He even did some ultrasound tests and x-rays to prove his claim. But many people doubt this and point to the fact that his body is out of proportion and his arms are way bigger than the rest of his body, pointing the abuse of oil. Nevertheless, he still holds the record of the biggest arms in the planet. Is there anyone else who can top that? There you have it, guys. What do you think of my lists? Please leave a comment below, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe to my channel for more videos.